What up? What's up, guys? It's Bishop here with a quick video for you. If you hadn't heard of what Dee-1 is currently going through, Dee-1 has a mixtape called Separated at Birth, where he took a bunch of Lil Wayne's instrumentals, beats, and rapped over them a more positive message than what Lil Wayne did. Now, The Block is Hot and one other, I believe, have already been released on YouTube. Music videos have been shot. You can actually still hear those. However, for those who don't know, Dee-1 recently within the past, year, maybe 2 years, signed to RCA record label. And because even though the mixtape was going to be for free, legally he couldn't sell it, right? Because he doesn't own the rights to those beats. And this happens a lot with artists. They, rap over someone else's beat. I mean, I think almost every rapper in the game rapped over a Milli when it came out, myself included. But he couldn't sell it. However, there was going to be a lawsuit if he released the Separated at Birth mixtape. And then there was also a threat towards his physical health. And so I think it's interesting. I mean, he did an interview at Sway in the Morning and a few others. You can read up and listen to it about it. I think Dee-1, and he says it perfect in the song, I'm Not Perfect, I'm a Christian, when he says, I'm relatable yet different. I walk that thin line. Most can't, but I can. And he's right. A lot of people can't walk and do some of the things that he's done and walk with some of the people that he's walked with. Now, I'm not going to stand here and act like I know everything that he's doing or has done. I know I have a lot of respect for him, not only being a former teacher, not only wanting to continue to promote a positive message, and his Threes Up EP that came out, in my opinion, lyrically, glorified the Lord. Against Us was, in my opinion, one of the hottest tracks of the year when it dropped. And I have a lot of respect for him. Both Sides of the Gun, with his student got murdered, that was one of the realest tracks I think I've ever heard. He did a concert right over here in Cincinnati. He was sick. He had a lot of stomach issues going on, and he originally wasn't going to perform. There was actually rumor that he wasn't going to. But even though he had been sick all day, he still performed, and Christ spoke through him, Holy Spirit spoke through him, and actually someone got saved that night, at least one person. It's just an incredible story, and he actually speaks about it in one of his raps. And so the Lord's definitely using Dee-1 to minister and outreach in areas that a lot of people can't. So then he releases Can't Ban the Hopeman, a track which is, in my opinion, it's a free download. Cop it. I'll put the link in the description. One of the hardest, realest, gritty songs I've ever heard him or anyone just perform. He goes off. The beat, I think, is by Greedy Money. He goes nuts. And some of the lines he says about his security being in Jesus and all glory for the Lord, and then he references Ephesians at the end of the song, saying, like, look, this is not a battle against flesh. There's a spiritual battle going on here. And that's what happened with the ban of his mixtape. There's a lot of things going on in the background we don't see, and I'm sure he doesn't even see fully, but he can't talk about some of it. But what he does talk about is the truth behind the spiritual warfare, ultimately leading to the ban of his mixtape. So support Dee-1, follow him on Twitter. Make sure you cop that Threes Up EP. Get his old stuff. You can download it for free, the Psalms of David stuff. And I Hope They Hear Me volume 1, 2, 3. I can't even remember how many volumes, but the dude's legit, lyrically positive, pursuing Christ, not afraid to admit his beliefs, and even after being signed to a record label, he's kept Jesus the forefront, which sometimes you don't see a lot. So I definitely respect his hustle and his grind, and just his, he did some freestyling on Sway, and his talent's just unreal. What I've heard from him, seen him live in concert, copped his mixtapes, his CD, and I was super pumped for this mixtape, just because I've given a lot of people Dee-1's music, and they're like, yo, who is this guy? And he gets a lot of comparisons, and he even mentions that, part of his style, he was influenced by Lil Wayne. And I think in Dear Mr. Christian, you kind of hear that Lil Wayne sound more than a lot of the other stuff that he's been on, even featured on. And so it's a shame that for whatever reason, I don't think we'll ever know the whole story. It got banned, but what we can do as believers is continue to support him, even if you're not a believer, and just dig his music. Continue to support artists like this who have come up independently, get signed, and just keep supporting them as they bring that raw, authentic music. And make sure you cop that "Can't Ban the Hopeman" song, because I'm telling you, in your car, it's unreal what it can do to your speakers. So love you guys. Thanks for watching. Go support Dee-1. He's legit.